Are your expenses too high or is there room to spend more? Will your current spending habits allow you to live a stressless life? Do you ever feel buyer's guilt after purchasing many things, or on the flip side, are you living an unnecessarily frugal life? How will you know? I believe the answers to these questions can be found by running detailed simulations of our entire financial lives along with goals. Today we will play with realistic numbers to see the impact of monthly expenses on our finances. We'll also conduct a financial stress analysis so you won't be seeing just numbers on the screen but also understand their real world impact. So let's begin. This is today's financial quote. If you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. This is the lifestyle we will simulate from today until the age of 65. The detailed numbers will be shown at the end of the video. We will start with 15,000 monthly expenses. We have applied 5% inflation to this and every other cost. Taking these numbers into account, starting at the age of 22, calculated net worth by the age of 65 is 39 crore. Understanding 39 crore of 2067 in today's terms is bit tricky. So let's discuss it with today's purchasing power. With 5% inflation, the net worth is 4.84 crore. So we will use 4.84 crore as our base net worth to analyze the effect of increasing or decreasing expenses. These are the results. Keep in mind, rent, children, electricity bill, travel, cars, these expenses are fixed and budgeted separately. We are only changing monthly expenses like groceries. What happens if at first we cut back on expenses and prioritize investments and then increase spending after a few years? This is the net worth calculation if you spend 25% less for 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12 years and then spend 25% more. Did you notice something with the 11 year and beyond scenarios? The net worth is higher than the base scenario, meaning with careful planning about when to spend less and when to spend more, you can earn the same, spend more, and still end up with higher net worth. What's happening here? We spend as per our lifestyle and then invest whatever is left. In this simulation, we did the same. Kept a 2-month expense buffer and invested the rest at 12% returns. Investment growth depends on 3 factors: how much is invested, how long it stays invested, and returns every year. The duration of investment plays a big role in compounding. Many people make large expenses like home purchase and wedding in their late 20s to mid 30s. If you keep your monthly expenses low during this period, you can invest more despite those big expenses. Investments made in those 20s have 40 years to grow by the age of 65, while investments made in your 30s only have 30 years. What kind of impact can early investments have later? Let's experiment again. If you spend 25% less initially and increase your expenses by 50% after 12 years, inflation adjusted net worth becomes 4.44 crore, which is only 7.5% lower than the base scenario. With timely 50% increase in expenses, simulation spent 3.76 crore by the age of 65 compared to 2.65 crore in the base scenario. Spending 41.5% more is a significant lifestyle upgrade, but for that simulation sacrificed only 7.5% of wealth building process. Are the numbers becoming too much? Don't worry. When we do the stress analysis, you will see the real life impact these numbers can have. We don't intuitively understand the long-term effects of exponential processes like inflation, salary growth, and investment growth, which is why Volans.com is here to help you. So what is financial stress analysis? The dark orange or amber colored line is what we call life expenses line. This line shows how much money one needs more to live until the age of 80. For example, in July 2032, this line is showing 4.96 crore, which means if someone has that much money in July 2032, they can live until the age of 80 with the expenses of that time without earning anything more. They just have to beat inflation. The green line shows the total value of your investments at that time. The purple line shows your total yearly running expenses, which includes monthly expenses, EMIs, car fuel, household and child related expenses. Both the purple and amber line adjust for inflation. These days, job security is a big concern. If you have investments that cover more than a year's worth of expenses, you can afford to upskill and survive within a year of job loss. The green line and amber line helps you understand your long-term financial picture, while the green and purple line helps you grasp short-term challenges. What you are seeing on the screen right now is for the base scenario, that is 15,000 monthly expenses. The short-term challenges focuses on the period from ages 32 to 43 when people typically buy a house. Once the initial investments are made, they stay above the yearly expenses, and by age 49, the life expenses are covered. This is the stress analysis for always spending 50% more, that is 22,500 in monthly expenses. During the house buying period, for 8.5 years, yearly expenses are more than investments. From my experience, some ups and downs can easily happen in a 8.5 year span. The life expenses are covered by the age of 53. So what difference does a timed sacrifice in the beginning make? This is the stress analysis if simulation first cut expenses by 25% for 12 years and then increase them by 50%. Financially, it looks same as the base scenario. The life expenses are covered 1 year later at the age of 50, but remember, after the age of 34, lifestyle is exactly identical to 50% higher expenses, but without the stress period during house buying years. From a financial stress perspective, living reality is completely different, just by sacrificing the first 12 years. Today we tried to understand the impact of monthly expenses on personal finance. Cutting expenses by 25% initially and then increasing them by 50% after 12 years is not the conclusion of this video. We took 15,000 monthly expenses as a random example. Things like when and which house you buy, how frequently you buy a car, how you raise your children, and your starting investments can all significantly change these numbers. The goal of Woolance.com is to empower you to simulate your own simulations so you don't have to rely on generic guidelines like 12 years that, 25% this, etc. This video simply shows the potential benefits of investing more by spending less in the early years. How much this will benefit you depends on your own situation, and you won't know until you run your own simulation. If you want to see the effect of upgrading your entire lifestyle along with house and car, you can run this particular what if scenario on the website. Even a 10% upgrade with house and car is a big deal. 20% upgrade was just not possible with the lifestyle that we chose. Let me know if simulations presented in this video are helpful or not, and what other simulations you might want to see. Do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. We will be simulating lot of personal financial topics with realistic numbers. These numbers can significantly change finances over long term. We will now present more detailed numbers used in the simulation. These were few configurations we used. These are child rearing expenses for each child. This was the strategy used in the simulation. You can change various parameters over here and try it yourself. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.